Thank you for attending the first of our Brown Bag series this spring 2023 semester. I am Tara Long. I'm the appointed Law Library Director here at Thurgood, also the Faculty Research Library. I teach legal research and lawyering process. Today's session is on navigating our system. And we have the pleasure of having several library staff members online with us. We have Ms. Leslie Coleman, who is our administrative assistant. We have Katrina Epperson-Emanuel, who is doing the presentation today. I'll tell you a little bit more about her later. We have Nanette Collins, who's our reference librarian. We have Tim Harris, who is actually the newest librarian on our staff, and he is a learning resource librarian. He addresses all the needs of the students. So please, if you have any ideas for future programming, anything you'd like us to cover or have on hand, please email Mr. Harris and he can try to see to your needs. And lastly, we have Karim Aldridge-Rand, who is our Technical Services Director, and we are your librarians. Now, today, Ms. Epperson-Emanuel will be doing the presentation. She has her BA from University of Houston, her library degree, master's from UNT, and has been a librarian for 11 years. I'll turn it over to Ms. Epperson-Emanuel.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. So as Professor Long mentioned before, we're going to talk about our system today. And I basically want to begin with just getting an idea of who all are attending, and have you ever, if you'll fill out our poll, have you ever used our catalog before? So I just want to get an idea of if you'll kindly fill the poll out, just to get an idea and making sure that this information won't be redundant if you've used our catalog before. So if you kindly, I'll open the poll at this time, and then it's anonymous, and then I'll start the presentation. All right, so I'll go ahead and end the poll at this time, and I'll begin. All right. So as I mentioned, we are going to talk about navigating the catalog, which is our library system. So our library system is known as WorldCat Discovery. The good thing about our catalog is that it's online and it integrates resources in different formats and from different holdings. So not only can you search resources within our library, but with the main campus library, the Learning Center holdings, as well as our holdings worldwide. So if you can't find something at our library, it also gives you search results from libraries worldwide. And the campus network allows you to view our online databases. Every library, every student has a library account automatically. So this is what our online catalog looks like from the law school's page. So how you access our catalog is from the top of the law school's homepage. Under the library tab, you just select online catalog, and you can also access the catalog from our homepage. There's a search box directly to our catalog on the homepage. Once you go to the catalog, this is what it'll look like. And at the very top, there's a link to our electronic resources. You can do an advanced search. There's a link to our course reserves, which mainly contain our textbooks or any items that your professors have placed for your classes. That's a link to those resources. And then on the resource tabs, those are links to all of our popular databases. I do want to emphasize the point of this is that if you sign into the catalog, there's certain features that you can access. So You sign in to get the full experience. And by doing that, it saves you have the ability to save your searches, save items to keep track of your research. And how you sign in is just how you sign into the computers. It's using your Microsoft 365 account. So you use your email account as your username and then that password. And we have a single sign-on authentication system. So once you put in that password, it gives you access to the databases as well. So this is what your account will look like. And like I said, you can keep track of the items that you've checked out. You can renew your items online. You can make hold requests. You can save your searches or your items and create lists. And it just allows you to use different features within the catalog besides just doing a basic search. So this is an example of how you can access your checkout, any items that you checked out, and then you can renew it online. So simply to renew your items online, you would just click the checkbox next to the item, or you can do select all, and then you would click the renew button, and then your due date would be adjusted. So there's never a need to come into the library to renew your items. You can simply renew them from your online account. Saving items within the catalog. So if you're doing a search, you can save the items that match from your search results, whichever ones that are applied to your search. You have the ability to save those items. So that is one of the features of our catalog. And then from those saved items, you can create a list later on. So I'm going to demonstrate that. Whenever you're doing a search, and if you're going to have to do it over and over again, you can always save that search. So that way you don't have to keep performing it over and over again, especially if you know it's like a long-term project. You're doing your independent research. You can save that search, and then that way you can keep coming back to the search results. So from those saved items, you can create a list. And then that list would create all the related items. And then the good thing about, you can share that list as well. So for instance, if you're doing research for someone specifically, you can save all the items in a list and then email it to that person. And then that person can access those resources within our library. If there's ever an item that's not available, you can always place a hold request. And then as soon as it's returned to the library, we would pull the item for you and you would be able to pick it up from the circulation desk. So if an item is out, you can always check the due date, and then based on the availability, you can place a hold request from the catalog directly. Another good thing about the catalog is, say for instance, we don't have the resource that you need, and you see that it's available at another library. You can do an interlibrary loan request directly from the catalog. All you would do is from those access options, you would just click on that request items through interlibrary loan. And then from there, it will pull out the form. You would just fill it out and then click the submit button. And that would be directly routed to library staff, and we would place that request for you. So the good thing about our catalog is that you can do those requests directly from it. Another thing is our course reserves. I would like to point that out, that there's a link directly to all of the items for your professor's classes. It's on that course reserves tab at the top of the catalog. And this is an example of what the course reserves look like. They have the courses listed and the professors for them. And then if you click on the link to the class, from there, it'll show all of the items that are on reserve for that course. So in this example, I believe this is actually a appellate lit. These are the resources we have for that class. So just take the time, if you ever want to know, say you're in the library, you for some reason, whatever, you don't have to have your textbook with you for that day, you can see if we have it at the front desk. Another ability, a great ability from our catalog, is that you're able to cite materials. So you're looking up an item, you click on that link to the item. At the top, there's a cite button. And then from there, you can select the citation style that you want. So for in this example, of course, with the law school, I'm going to select the Blue Book. And then it actually gives you the citation style in Blue Book format. So that's a great a feature of our catalog. And not only can you do that, you can export that citation using EndNote, RefWorks, or RIS. So that's another great feature of our catalog. So in this example, this is how you perform an advanced search. So an advanced search just allows you, of course, you can connect different terms, either title, author, or keyword, and you combine the different search indexes with Boolean operators. And you can customize, not only can you do that, but you can customize which database you want to use as a part of that search. And then after performing that search, as I mentioned before, you can always save your search methods. Our electronic resources, like I mentioned before, there's a link to our electronic resource page at the top of the catalog. So you can always click on that link and it'll go directly to that page versus going through the law school's website. And then also under our resources tab, there are links to popular databases, and then they're also listed at the bottom of the catalog page as well. So these are the general ways that you can access our electronic resources. So from the law school's homepage, under the library tab, we have a link for all of our databases listed in alphabetical order. And then not only that, we have an electronic resources page, which is all of the electronic resources that the law library subscribes to that are listed on that page. Not only that, but you can also access on our homepage from the catalog. Not only can you search all sources, but it also breaks it down by articles, journals, and ebooks. And that's another way to look at our electronic resources directly from the catalog. So this is what our databases A to Z page look like. As I mentioned before, this is a more comprehensive list of all of our databases, also ebooks and journals, and they're organized by collections. So you can, by default, you'll automatically browse by collection. And then as you see, it breaks it down: academic search, academic video line. From this example, and then you can also look separately by ebooks or journals if you want to. So this is what our electronic resources page look like. As I mentioned before, these are the databases that the law library subscribes to exclusively, but you do have access to the Library Learning Center's databases as well, and that's in that database A to Z list. So on this page, our databases are listed in alphabetical order. And not only that, there's a video at the top that describes how to access those resources. And it walks you through the process of how you sign in using that single sign-on authentication system. So that's what the video is at the top to explain. We also have a database guide that lists all of the databases that we subscribe to as well. And that's what that document is. But the links to the databases are on this page. So how you access these resources from the catalog is that from your search results, you can click either the view ebook or view full text. From that point, it'll require you to log on. You'll log on as a TSU student, faculty, or staff, and you're using that same Microsoft 365 login. So your TSU credentials, your TSU email account, you're using that to log in. And that's how you access all of our electronic resources. From the catalog, it'll open from the source directly. So in this example, we have a book and it's available through ProQuest. So once you click on that and log in, then it'll open directly from the resource. And then from there, the ones that we have access to full text, you have the options to either read it online, you can download it, or print sections. So just a review over accessing our electronic resources. It would be a good idea to bookmark from the online catalog. And then not only that, I always recommend signing in when using the catalog. Go to the resources tab or section located at the bottom of the catalogs page to access our popular databases. Select the resource that you want. And if you want a more comprehensive list of all of the resources that we have, then you would click on that databases A to Z list. Also recommend bookmarking the electronic resource page, because most likely you're going to access our electronic resources. So that's the more complete list. So I would recommend bookmarking that page, and always click on, when you're accessing them off campus, you always want to click on the remote access link. And that way it'll take you to that login page. And that way you'll avoid landing on a page that may require you to enter in a username and password for that database specifically. You should always be accessing through the single sign-on authentication system using your TSU credentials. I want to talk about how not only can you access our holdings, but you can also access the TSU's Library Learning Center collection. So whenever you're searching in the catalog, how you would do that is you can always check, it'll always be checked on our library by default. But in addition to that, you can always check the TSU Library Learning Center, and that's how you can pull their resources as well when doing your search. And then if you want to broaden your search even more, then you can also click on Library Worldwide. But just know that we have access to their resources, electronic or print, and it'll pull them in your search results by checking that TSU Library Learning Center box when performing your search. And so now at this point, I'm actually going to go through a demo of just using our catalog. And just so I can go through everything that I talked about, to me, it's better to do a live example. So how you access our catalog from the law school's homepage, under the library tab, you would just click on online catalog. And then from here, remember, it'll ask you to sign in for the full experience. I'm just going to give you an example of doing an interlibrary loan. I'm not going to sign in on it this time, just so you can see what the student view would look like. So if I'm looking for a book and it happens to be checked out, I just want you to see what that looks like. So you see how this one is checked out. If I click on that resource from there, under access options, you have that place hold button. So that's what it would look like. If anytime you happen to stumble upon a resource and it's not available for whatever reason, then you can place a hold request. And then once you do that, then you'll fill out that form, and then it directs you, you pick up at the circulation desk. Okay. So let's go back. And so I'm looking for resources for a trial sim. And this textbook, has been known to use for this class. So I click on it. Okay, great. We have it. And then I also want to notice, so it'll show what we have by default, but also at the bottom of all of our resources, it actually, you can explore different editions and formats. And then it even shows you where libraries hold them worldwide. So I noticed that okay, we don't have the latest edition, but there are 44 libraries worldwide that have it. You can click on that. And then from there, under that access options, you also can request the items through interlibrary loan. So that's where that button is. I just wanted to show you this. Say from here, you would fill out the form, of course, what format you need it in, and then press the submit button. And then, like I said, it would be sent to library staff, and then we would place that request for you. All right. So now I'm going to sign in just to show you the advantages of the features once you sign in, what it'll look like. So from here, it shows your account. It shows the items that you checked out, any requests that you have going. If you happen to have any overdue fees, hopefully nobody has that. And then, like I said, you can save your searches and certain items and create lists from those saved items. So I'm going to show you. So if you happen to have items checked out. All right, so you see I have this item checked out. It's due in 14 days, but I know I'm going to want to keep it. From there, you would just click on the item, then press renew items. It's going to ask you to confirm it. Then press renew, and then you see now it's changed. So now it's saying it's due in 29 days, and it shows that you renewed it one time. Just so y'all know, for items that you can take out of the building, everyone gets up to 2 renewals for them, for those items. Also, I do want to show, just do a search. I'm going to do a search. So doing a paper on mass incarceration, and I want to search specifically on how it affects the Latino population. So I can do a search on that. I'm just doing a basic search right now. And then you see all of the search results from our library. Like, again, it searches our library by default. And this is what your search would look like. And then you can also just click on a resource, and it'll always give you your items. From here, we could always do an advanced search. So here, this is where you have the different indexes. You can combine terms. I want to, and then you have up to 3 by default, but you can always add a row. Not only that, down here under search tools, you can select the formats you want. You can limit it by year, language, content type. Also, you can select specific databases that you want to use when doing an advanced search. So say you want to do ebook specifically, you'd be able to select that resource, and it would search those databases specifically. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and click the search. And then I'm going to see what it pulls up. And as I mentioned before, you can always save your search. So this is if you're not going to come back to it and you don't want to have to perform it over and over again, you can use this and it'll save that search to your account. Not only that, amongst your search results that you receive, you can save the items that you feel like, okay, this is a good resource. I'm going to go ahead and save it. This is how you would save items. You would press that save button next to each item within your search result. Okay, I really don't like that one. Again, I want to emphasize all the different format types. So here you actually see related articles, and then this is how you would access them through those buttons. So mass incarceration and racial inequality, that definitely looks related. So I'm going to go ahead and save that item. And then also, I want to save this as well. So I'm just giving you an example of what it looks like when you save items. And so at the top here, you see it shows that I've saved 4 items. you click on that link, and this is your list. So it'll show you all the items you saved, and you see you get that disclaimer. So that's the point in signing in, is because you can save the list. From here, you can create a list. So whatever you're doing, so math. You can name the list, and then you can save it. And then, as I mentioned before, you can actually share the lists. So say I'm doing the RA for a certain professor, I could save whatever search results those are and email it to them. Of course, you can do a message or a subject, hey, I got these items for you as a part of your research, and then you would click the share list button. So that's how you can save items. You can save your search as well, and then you create a list from those items, that search that you saved. And so, and it keeps track of all your personal lists. So you can create different lists that you want. So that's what our advanced search look like, how you can save your searches. This is, I'm gonna go back to that advanced search. And like I said, if you want to, actually, I'm gonna go under my account and go to my saved searches and see, this is the list of the searches that I've saved. And so I can go back to that. So you don't have to keep performing the same search over and over again. Lastly, I would like to show how to access electronic resources from the catalog. So say that I have an article that I am really interested in. This is from another saved search. So how you would access this one is you can go in there, you would view full text, and then see how I'm routed directly to that login page. I would log in as a TSU faculty and staff, and then it would open directly from that resource. So from this one is coming from Gail, and it's giving me about this publication. So I'm going to actually exit this one now. And then I'm going to also do this one as well. So let's go back. And this one is actually from Libraries Worldwide. So I want to actually go back, exit out of here, go back to that mass incarceration search. I'll give you a better example. So sometimes you'll have it'll show, you can also limit it. So of course it's showing, I'm going to limit my results, see what we have at our library. You can always use these filters to the left. You can limit it by format. If you wanted to look at different articles related. Then from here, this is how you, and again, you would do that, view full text. And then it would open from the source. So from here, it's pulling from EBSCO, and then you can actually look at the full text of this article. So this is how you access our electronic resources from the article, from our catalog directly. So that basically the last thing that I wanted to show you all. But I just want to make sure that you know how to use our library system in locating resources. If you ever have a question, then you can always come to the library, and we can help you with that. And here are our reference hours. These are hours where you can ask for research assistance, citation help, all of those things. These are our reference hours. These are our telephone numbers to the circulation desk and the reference desk. We also can help by email. You can email us, and there's also a chat available through Microsoft Teams. And if you even want to, you want to look at somebody's face, you can request to see us on Zoom by calling the front desk. So there are many avenues and ways that we're here to help you. And if you have any questions at this time, I'll be glad to answer them.
Please change your names to reflect your registered name with the university. We won't be trying to figure out who out of 100 some students is iPhone or iPad. You'll miss your opportunity to get credit from your professors because they're going to expect to see your name on your actual. If you're an iPad or iPhone person, you can't figure out how to change your name, send your name in the chat. Thank you. And we're here to answer any questions. You don't have to put your name in the chat if we can see it on the screen. Just put it if you're iPad or iPhone. Everyone else, we can see your name, and it has already been done. Thank you so much.
Yes, I see Jalen Parker. You have a question?
Hi, good morning. Thank you. I was wondering, I'm sorry if I missed it. Will you be sending out this PowerPoint at all? I know I was paying attention during the thing, but it'd be great to have it for reference for later.
Oh, that's a great question. What I can do is usually after all of these sessions, we usually we record them and we post a video, and I have them posted online, but I could also have the PowerPoint presentation posted with the video as well.
Okay, thank you so much.
Mhm. Any other questions? Okay, well, if there aren't any other questions, then I'll go ahead and end this session. And I would please make sure that you complete the survey. So once this meeting ends, in your web browser, a survey will appear. Please take the time to fill out the survey. So we want to make sure that we're evaluating ourselves and helping you all in the best way possible.
There's one more question, Katrina. Go ahead.
Oh, yes. The question.
Someone was trying to speak up with the question. Okay, thank y'all all so much.
All right, thank you so much.